Alright. Hello everyone, welcome to Spec Esports Pacific Series round 11 for Hungary. I believe it's round 11. I'll just double check that. Round 12, my apologies. Round 12 for the Xbox One Pacific Series here for Spec. So, looking forward to a good race tonight. We should be getting started in about 30 seconds. So yeah. Everyone's been practicing, everyone's been doing well, so gonna be a lot of competitive racing tonight. Good results from a lot of people. I'll just run you through the finishing order of the last race at Germany, I believe. Yes, it was Germany. So first we had Timur, followed by Zach, then Rainer, then Schnozzer, with Gussie Boy coming in 5th, best of the rest. Great result for him there. JB Hi-Fi in 6th. We had Supercar coming in 7th, Car Racer coming in 8th, and Blitz coming in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 was Matley in his first race for Spec. Then outside the top 10 we had Dash in 11th, Lockster in 12th, Test Science in 13th, and everyone else either DNF'd or DNS'd. So currently leading the Constructors' Championship are Red Bull, and Red Bull being Timur and Test Science. So they're first in Constructors' Championship on 167 points, followed by Ferrari, who are Zach and Henchman, who are second on 150 points, and the McLaren boys of Rainer and Geordie coming in 3rd on 120 points. So Ferrari looking to jump Red Bull tonight. I believe both Ferraris are here. No. So Henchman's not here, so it's going to be difficult for Ferrari to jump Red Bull with both Red Bulls here. Of Timur. Timur is looking like to be the favourite tonight, coming from the time trial results, but obviously you can never tell by time trial because strategy's different in the race. The weather has a big effect on it. I can't get my words out. And also crashes can affect it as well. So Timur going in as a favourite, but anyone could win this race. Considering it is Hungary, if you qualify well, you can kind of lead and then block throughout the race because you can't really pass at Hungary, so it's not too bad to like hold people up because no one can really get past you anyway. So that could be one strategy that people do. And yeah, so don't know what's going on. Just started 2 minutes ago. Just waiting for I'm not really sure what's happening in the Discord at the moment, but just waiting for everyone to ready up now. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Alright, everyone's given the message to ready up, so should be getting underway. Yes, we are getting underway now. Blitz being a absolute ding dong, spamming the ready up button. As we're in now for Hungary for qualifying for the Pacific Series Hungarian Grand Prix. 18-minute qualifying to set the grid, and then it'll be a 50% race. I'm not sure how long it is. I think it's around 30 something laps, 35 laps I think it is. So it'll be a long race, which means lots of action, hopefully. Just waiting for Tez signs now, and then we should be ready to go. Here we are for qualifying for the Pacific Series. This qualifying has now officially started, waiting for the first person. As I've just been given word that it is a dry race with a dry qualifying session, so no rain this time out. If you joined us on Sunday night, you would have seen that we had rain throughout the race and it caused chaos Austria for Global Series. So as V Schnozak looks like to be the first one out of the pits. Oh, one of the Renaults warming up there, so we'll see what everyone else is doing. As Blitz actually is the first one out of the pit lane now. On the hard tyres, so Blitz, a lot of cars are going to do hards to mediums, probably in qualifying. So we've got 5 cars on the hards, 3 on the mediums at the moment, and a couple on the softs. So, differing strategies. You can do the one-stop mediums to hards, but your hard tyres will be dead by the end, as we saw in real life. You can do the 2-stop, like soft, medium, medium, or medium, medium, soft, or hard, medium, medium, or something. Whatever you want, but I reckon the best strategy tonight may be the 2-stop. Doing soft, medium, medium, or doing the other way around, medium, soft, soft. Or hard, soft, soft. That's just what I think is going to be the best strategy tonight, as tyre wear is pretty bad, I've been told. So it's going to be an interesting race with tyres dying at the end to see who can actually come out on top tonight. So we currently watch Blitz on his outlap. He's going to be our first person to set a lap time if it does not get invalidated. Almost all the cars out on track now, only 3 still in the pits of Dash, Zach, and John Champ. I haven't seen John Champ in a while, so good to see him back. As Blitz starts his flying lap. So as one of the Ferraris comes out of the pits, as Blitz enters turn 1. I believe that is Zach coming out of the pits? Yes, it is. See what the first sector time is. There's a yellow flag, is what the car's probably going slowly. What's Blitz's first sector time going to be? So I believe Gussie Boy will be our first representative lap time, as he's on the soft tyres, whereas everyone else on the hards that are currently on a lap. As Blitz has a 27.8, goes purple at the moment, as there's more slow cars throughout the final sector. See how the chicane is for Blitz. Gets it turned in nicely, doesn't cut the track, very nice, so easy to do there. In the middle part of the track now. So smooth. And you have to be around this track. I didn't quite catch Blitz's sector 2 time. See what his sector 3 time is and what his overall lap time is like. As one of the Mercedes is off, as that's John Champ's out of the session already. So making a mistake there and probably crashing into a wall, probably losing the rear end of the car there. So that's disappointing for him as Blitz goes faster than 19 flat. Let's see what Rayner's got in store for us through the second sector. He's got a bit of traffic in Matley's car racer jumps up to first. Immediately close that Gussie Boy to 17.4 with car racers 18.2. Rayner's good sector time. He's being held up by Matley though. Matley presumably on a lap, so Rayner not too happy about this one. as Loxer jumps to second. Now as Geordie Lundy jumps up to first with a 16.2. What's Rainer's lap time going to be? He goes second with a 16.2, only a couple hundredths off, as he's visibly frustrated there with Matley. As JB jumps up to third, beating his teammate in Gusty Boy. Gusty Boy new to the Racing Point in Radley's absence tonight. So, see what goes on there. As Timor's sixth on the hard tyres. So Timor first to the hard running tyres as Snozza, Blitz, Matley down 9th, 10th and 11th respectively. As we watch Zach now come through the final sector. His lap time's been validated. What's Dash got in store through the first sector? See what his split time is. It is a 27.7. So it doesn't really give us any indication to where he is in the field. But you'd think on the mediums he'd be jumping up around 8th-ish. His Blitz actually jumps up to 8th while I was saying that. 18.1 on the hard tyres. So you'll see the likes of Blitz and Schnozzer and Matley probably go long into this qualifying session in their hards and just do a lap at the end on the mediums. That's what they usually do is Dash. That's a 56.5 to the second sector. See what this lap time is when he crosses the line. So everyone else completing lap times now. Supercar decent up in 7th place at 17.4 on mediums. First of the medium runners. Good job there, mate. As we watch Dash come around the final corner now, what's this lap time going to be? As he runs out of ERS, he jumps to 11th, just ahead of Matley. Matley obviously being on the hard tyres. The car racer jumps up to the softs now in the pit lane. So we watch Blitz now, down by 2 seconds as everyone else decides to come into the pits. Schnozz's lap time's been invalidated, so he'll maybe come into the pits. Carrying on with it anyway. We now watch Zach come through the final sector in this Scarlet Red Ferrari. Obviously Zach's second in the championship, so looking to do well tonight to try and catch or jump Timor. I don't believe he's supposed to jump Timor, but he does jump up to third. The 16.9, 8, no, not 8 tenths, 7 tenths off Rayner on the soft tyres. So the two McLaren boys on top at the moment. Obviously looking to do soft, medium, medium maybe, or soft, medium, soft, or soft, medium, hard if there's a safety car somewhere. That's the thing we got to watch out for is safety cars. You never know when there'll be a safety car. As Car Racer now in his outlap on the soft tyres, so Car Racer's number looking really good there. It looks like it's 55, but it's 56, and it's just really, it's really cool on the Renault. It probably looks the best on the Renault, as you can see there. It looks like 55, but it's actually 56. You're getting confused about that one. Probably no one is. Zach backed off. Yeah, Zach's backed off. Matley's still in his outlap, so a lot of cars in the pit lane at the moment. Only car on an actual lap is Schnozzer, as he's purple to the second sector, so Schnozzer going really fast at the moment. See what this lap time is for him. He comes around the final corner. Car number 6, the Mercedes. As he runs slightly wide, misses the apex a little bit. It's a yellow flag, is one of the Renaults off. I believe that's Car Racer. No, it's not Car Racer. It's, I think it's a Lockstar, was it? Yes, it was the Lockstar. So you do watch Car Racer's lap now. Out of the first corner. Gets DRS open a little late there. Probably couldn't reach the button on the wheel. As he comes down to this third gear corner. 120-ish kilometers an hour through there. Then accelerates down to about 250 through this corner. Tries not to run wide on the exit because that will cause an immediate invalidation. Is 2 tenths up in his previous best. So currently looking to jump Blitz and threatening Schnozzer at the moment. But again, those two both setting their fastest laps on the hardest of the 3 tyres available. Kart Racer currently on the softest. So we'll have to see how this lap turns out as Timor and Loxter start their laps. He's run a bit wide. Has that invalidated his lap time? Does not look like it at the moment. He's up by 4 tenths and now currently threatening the lap time to Supercar and Timor. This could be a really good lap if Car Racer can just nail this final part of the track. Has a little bit of a wobble on the entry there. Comes around the final, the penultimate, put it in the pit lane exit. or the entry, sorry, and he comes around the final corner now using all the curb, running out of ERS, and he jumps up to, stays in the same position. It was invalidated. Whoopsies. So you see Supercar now, what's his first sector split going to be like as Kart Racer's lagged out of the session. He's up by 3/10. Timor up by 7/10. So Timor's lap currently threatening Zach's on the mediums. So see what Timor has to offer for us tonight. Car number 13, unlucky for some, as he does jump up to third, beating Zach by 3/10 of a second. A second improvement there for Timor. So great lap there by Timor. Timor always being the favourite tonight, based on the time trial results. Is he trying to go for it again? A little bit of a lock-up if he is. As JB's now on his lap, up by 8 thousandths. So currently threatening Zach, but he hasn't gotten invalidated. Stocks is in the pits, so obviously getting damaged. So we come back to Supercar's lap. I believe it has been invalidated as Rayner goes fastest with a 16 lap. So I completely missed that one. But driver's already threatening the 15s tonight, so it's looking like good qualifying pace at the moment. As Schnozer's still out there on those tyres. He's been on them for about 6 laps now. So as Timor has backed off on his lap time. Supercar's improving by 9/10 so far this lap, so it's looking like a good lap time for Supercar, sorry, 3/10. So still trying to set lap time on those soft tyres, so obviously getting invalidated somewhere late in the race. Late in the lap, Jamie, come on. As comes through this middle part of the track. Now need to be nice, consistent through here, get the turn in, try not to overheat the tyres as much as possible. Try to get as much grip as you can for this final corner. You need to get a good run out of here. That could have invalidated his lap time. It hasn't at the moment, I think. As he comes through this final complex now. Very technical final complex. You lock a brake and shove you into a wall. It's a little bit of a slide on the exit, as he does actually pull into the pit lane, as Tez Sainz jumps up to 10th now with a 1:18.1. So Red Bull Boys currently in 3rd and 10th. Tez Sainz putting the number 69, as a lot of drivers do in this F1 game. Blitz on his outlap on the soft tyres, so Blitz looking to start on the softs, do a 2-stop as Schnozzer pulls into the pit lane. Gussie Boy is in the pit still, Lox is back on his outlap. Obviously picking up a little bit of damage. Tez Sainz down by 2 seconds. We're right on board with Blitz for his hot lap here. So he opens the DRS on the main straight, leaves it in 5th ERS mode, so not changing it to overtake, trying to get the better performance down the straight. Brakes now, hasn't locked up, one of the Red Bulls is off, I believe that is Tez Sainz, as Timor Flunder is in the pit lane. So Blitz still leaving in a 5th as Geordie Lundy's lagged out of the session as he takes 3rd gear through here. Uses 5th gear, 250 kilometers an hour on the exit. Shifting up to 7th now, got to turn in nice and early and get the power down early out of this corner. It's up by 5/10. So up by half a second, currently threatening the lap times of Lockster and Gussie Boy. This could put Blitz up the orders as a yellow flag. I believe that's for Tez Sainz, but either going slowly as Blitz, again, every driver really smooth through here tonight, not forcing the wheel, just gliding it along through these S's. As Blitz up now by 1.3 seconds, so currently looking at a high 16. This is now challenging the lap times of, say, Timor and possibly Geordie if you get a great final sector here. Gets power down nice and early out of the final corner, loses the ERS mode, opens the DRS. What the lap time going to be? It is 2nd for Blitz OCE in Hungary with a 1:16.215, just a 1 and a bit tenths off Rayner. So Blitz probably looking to get another lap in, try and threaten Rayner, as we watch Zach now, who's just down. So if he gets a good final sector here, in a middle sector, he could definitely challenge Timor. He needs to get a good exit off there, and he's down by nearly a 10th. So Zach not having the best of laps on those worn mediums, as Lox just spun there, catching the tail end of it. So not a good night for Loxter so far, as he's spun again in frustration. almost, as Matt Lee also on the lap, as well as Supercar. Supercar still hasn't set a proper lap time after his banker, so we're right on board with him. See what he's like. Matt Lee also on a lap, up by a 10, so currently threatening kart races time. The kart races are currently not in the session due to connectivity problems. Is one of the McLaren's going slowly. That is Geordie going slowly on his out lap. Let's see what Supercar's first sector's like. He's up by 4 tenths, going purple through the first sector. Oh, and he's lost the car. That's ruined a good lap, a good start to the lap, unfortunately for Supercar there. Kind of sucks for him, but as V Schnozzer comes out now on the mediums, so exactly what I said Schnozzer would do. Stay out on the hards, most of the session come out on the mediums right at the end. We'll come back to Matt Lee, who's currently 5 tenths up in his time. He's now threatening Schnozzer's lap time on those soft compound tyres. Let's see how he goes. He's still got ERS power down this straight, so that will help him as he does jump Schnozzer up to 9th, jump Supercar as well. So we're now getting into this final part of the qualifying session where everyone's going out to set their final lap time. So it's going to be happy hour here in the next 3 minutes, so don't go anywhere if you're watching the stream or if you're watching it after the fact on YouTube. Stay close to your seat because this is going to be it for the qualifying session. 2 minutes 50 remaining in this qualifying session. Who's going to be able to set the fastest lap tonight, get the best position for the race as well? That's coming up in about 2 or 3 minutes. As Schnozzer starts his lap, he's got a bit of traffic in Lockster in the Renault. Thankfully gets out of the way for Schnozzer's sake as Twining Orc has joined. I don't believe he's meant to be in here. Schnozzer runs a little bit wide. Doesn't quite clip the apex there, but still gets a good exit. What's his first sector going to be like? He's currently giving Supercar a tow, so we're not helping him because he has in fact invalidated his lap time. So, interesting scenes there from Schnozzer, not being able to set his lap time straight away. Has to lumber around again as Supercar now again on his lap. As we actually cut to Geordie Lundy, who's actually invalidated his lap time. So we watch Rayner now. Rayner on his flying lap, currently the man on provisional pole. Will he be able to better his lap time and try and protect himself against the likes of Timor? But I don't think Timor's coming back out. Everyone coming out now, apart from Matt Lee, Timor, Car Racer and Dash, all still sat in the pit lane. If they don't come out now, they're not going to get a lap time. What's Rayner's first sector going to be like? He's down by 1,000th of a second, so almost identical compared to his last lap time. If he wants to get into the high 15s, he needs to improve by nearly half a tenth. What was his chicane like? He cut it slightly. Will that have invalidated his lap time? We'll have to find out. He's still pushing on. A little bit of a slide on the exit there. What's his sector doing like? There's yellow flags on the cars cutting the chicane. He's run slightly wide and he's down by 0.015 of a second. This has to be an absolutely mega final sector from Rayner if he wants to improve his lap time and start on fresher softs, on these softs anyway, as JB retires from the session, so obviously not being able to better his lap time. Either that, oh no, he's crashed actually on the main straight. Looks like he's done it with Supercars. Rayner doesn't improve, actually down by 10. Geordie's up by half a tenth, but has got his lap time invalidated on that corner for the second time. We watch Gussie Boy now on his lap time. Will he be able to improve? We'll watch his first sector as Schnozzer, I believe, has got invalidated again. So, Schnozzer looks like we'll have to start on his hard tyres if he can't get back around, and it looks like he won't get back around to set another lap time. So Schnozzer starting on the hard tyres here tonight. As we watch Locks that come around the final corner, improves by 9 tenths, goes to 4th. Great result there for the Renault driver. Zach's up by 3 tenths. We watch Gussie Boy in his lap time now. Car Racer joining back in for the race. Gussie Boy probably not getting the best entries. He's not running as wide as some of the other drivers. Turns in, gets a good exit, a bit of wobble on the exit, up by 1.5 as he laps the not really laps, but passes Ted Science in the Red Bull. He needs a good final sector here if he wants to try and challenge JB. I don't think that's going to happen, so it looks like Gussie Boy will be starting 9th as we watch Zach now come through the final complex of corners. what's his lap time going to be as he comes up to the line. He improves by 1 second and goes to first, jumping Rayner, the only 15 of qualifying, 1:15.888. And that is it for the qualifying session. Unless Lockstar has anything to improve, he is down by 5 seconds. So that's it for qualifying. For Hungary, your qualifying order after 18-20 minutes is Zach, followed by Rayner, followed by Blitz, with Geordie in 4th. 5th is Lockstar, 6th is Timor, 7th is Supercar, 8th is JB, Gossie's 9th, Matley 10th, Schnozzer 11th, so my mistake there, Schnozzer not having to start on those hard tyres, qualified outside top 10, which is kind of good for him, but also kind of bad because he's stuck in traffic down there. But yes, that is it for the qualifying session. So next up is the race. So I'll keep going with the grid order. So Schnozzer 11th, Tez Sainz 12th, Carl 13th, Dash 14th, and John Champ not setting a lap time tonight. Any penalties to go over? A lot of invalidated lap times as John Champ got terminal damage. That's why I didn't set a lap time. Otherwise, everyone else just terminal damage for JB. So JB obviously colliding with someone there. As we go on to the race now. So we come for the race now. People congratulating Zach in the chat. So Zach setting a great lap time there. Good job, mate. Hopefully you can get off to a good start, as we do have a formation lap on tonight, so we get to see everyone warm up their tyres. And so both Mercedes are outside the top 10 tonight, so it's going to be a good recovery job watching them come back through the field. We'll have to see how Timor goes tonight as well, qualifying down in 6th. Zach on pole with Rayner 2nd. So McLaren in a great position at the moment to try and jump Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. And Zach in a great position at the moment to try and gain on Team Thunder. I believe it is impossible for Zach to get the championship lead tonight. Yes, it is. It is impossible for Zach to get it. But if he gets the race win, the fastest lap, and Timor doesn't score, he'll only be 2 points behind. So Schnozzer looking to get ahead of Supercar. The gap only 1 point between them, as we set off for the formation lap. So Zach, there's your grid order, folks. We'll see how this race goes tonight. 35 laps. So track, Hungary is a track. You would have seen it in qualifying. Very technical, very heavily focused on downforce. If you have a fast car down the straight, you'll be great in Sector 1, but in Sector 2 you will lose a lot of time, as well as in Sector 3, so you need to try and find the balance between them, and you should be able to, if you get a good balance, you'll be able to go really fast. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just looking over the results here, so Timor having won 4 races out of the 11 run to this date. Zach winning 2, Supercars won a single race, Schnozzer's won a single race, Rayner hasn't won a race, so Rayner looking to win tonight. Good for his overall championship hunt. JB hasn't won a race, neither has Blitz or Kart Racer. Gussie has won the Austrian Grand Prix, which was round 9. Otherwise, no one else has won a race so far in the season. So, really, this race is up for anyone. If they're quick enough and they can stay out of trouble, they can have a great time and possibly get a good result. Blitz splitting the McLarens there, so you'd bet that Geordie's target off the line will be Blitz and Rainers will be Zach, and Timor probably looking to stay under trouble in his first couple laps. As well as Supercar. I didn't even check, so Schnozzer, yes, starting on the mediums. There's John Champlin. Yeah, Schnozzer on fresh mediums. Everyone below the from 11th to, so Schnozzer, Signs, Kart Racer, Dash and John Champ all on fresh tyres, everyone else on their qualifying tyres. So we got up to the 5 red lights. On board with Geordie Lundy, actually Lobster, as we watch the top 5. It's 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. Looks like Rain is going to poor start, but Blitz got a flying start. The Mercedes squabbling in the back as Geordie looks like to go down the inside of his teammate and Blitz looks to take it around the outside. There's contact in the back. One of the Haas's of Supercar into one of the McLarens. I believe that's the McLaren of Rayner. Rayner down to 7th. Matley's up to 2nd. Incredible stop by Matley. There's carnage in the back as Timor is maybe involved. No, Dash involved. Looks like Rayner's involved though. Lockstar, Gussie Boy. There's a 4-car pile-up involving both the Renaults and McLaren at Racing Point as there is a virtual safety car. Everyone bunching up. But at the moment, Matley with a flying start up to 2nd from 10th. Blitz staying in 3rd, Geordie in 4th. Supercar's up 2 spots to 5th, JB up to 6th. Timor's lost one down to 7th. John Champ's in 8th, jumping his teammate V Schnozzer, who's in 9th, with Tess Science rounding out the top 10. As Matley has gained a little bit under VSC, probably have to let that go, as it'll be interesting to see what goes on after this race. As people are wanting a restart, but I don't believe that is happening as we go green now as Blitz all over the back of Matley there. Really trying to go down the inside. No, he won't, as you can get a snapshot there, the field spread. No one looking to make moves so far as one of the Renaults go right. I believe that is a matter of car racers. Geordie Lundy in the pits, I believe he has damage, so that really splits up to 3rd. As JB, everyone getting position as Geordie pits as well as Rayner. So both McLarens in, having to double stack, so that's going to rub even more salt into the wounds of Rayner as Blitz goes around the outside of Matley there through turn 1. Great move there by the Alfa Romeo driver. It'll be interesting to see if Matley can hold on to this position throughout the race as Kart Racer moves up to 9th and the whole field as Schnozzer actually gets past John Champ there as he forced his teammate wide. John Champ's in the wall. It'll be interesting to see the verdict on that one after the race as Matley's still with Blitz now. We'll watch on board from Supercar perspective actually. You can see the 2nd, 3rd and 4th there really close together, less than about a second separates them. Zach a further 3 seconds ahead as John Champ gets past Gussie Boy. So it looks like they've had a little bit of contact as both McLarens, after starting 2nd and 4th, now down in 13th and 15th. So the McLarens, after having such an amazing qualifying, have now both lost their position. As Gussie Boy gets back past John Champ, so they're having a ding-dong battle as Zach sets the fastest up in the race. There's 2nd place, 3rd, there's 4th, 5th, and it looks like Timor's going to be trying to go down the inside of Supercar. As Dash pulls into the pit lane, Timor does get down the inside here on lap 3 as DRS does get enabled with this yellow flag, and I believe that's the Renault of Lockster off. So taking a spin down there through the 2nd sector. It's JB just a couple tenths behind Matley now as Timor successfully gets past Supercar, who runs a little bit wide. Will Matley let JB pass easily? A Supercar picks up a 3-second time penalty as looks like everyone's jumped to position somehow. As I believe Blitz has had a spin somewhere. Blitz has lost a bunch of positions, so not sure what's going on there. Matley back up to 2nd now as Timor's up to 4th. So Matley runs a little bit wide, right on board JB, shoves him a little bit wide. Timor's getting a backseat view of this at the moment. Really trying to go down the inside of JB. No, JB goes down the inside of Matley. I think Matley just letting him go there. But Matley's sort of holding up Timor now as Timor tries to turn in, but there's just not a gap there as Supercar now dives into the pit lane as well as Blitz, so Blitz obviously getting some front wing damage. Allowing V Schnozzer up to 6th, so Schnozzer up to stunning 11th, now up to 5th, as there's another yellow flag as Dash, I believe, has had a spin down there. So you can watch the battle now, but still between Timor and Matley. Timor's still within that 1 second window, but just not able to get past the B team of Toro Rosso. Matley holding off Timor brilliantly at the moment, as there's another yellow flag, as there's incidents going on up and down this racetrack. Will Timor's up in his lap time, and will that be enough to try and get past Matley? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Matley obviously in his 3rd race for race spec. So Matley's still a new one to the league, still in the podium position, so great start for Matley. As you can see the field spread now, it's about 50 seconds-ish from first to last, which locks it down in last time. It's having a couple of spins. Matley runs a little wide. This is going to allow Timor down the inside. He closes the door though slowly. Timor has to lock up. They're still side by side. Matley will have the inside for the next corner. Timor tries to get the switchback done. They're side by side. Now Matley still has the inside. He'll hold that P3. He's squeezed Timor wide. This is going to allow Schnozzer back in. Timor runs wide, and that allows Schnozzer to get it past both of them. Schnozzer says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that P3." Will Matley try and lunge one down the inside? No. Timor getting pretty frustrated at this point. Still stuck behind the Toro Rosso, not getting DRS. So, as Matley does launch himself wide, that's going to allow Timor pass, and that puts an end to that battle. But that did allow Schnozzer ahead of Timor, and Zach is now 8 seconds up the road, so Zach absolutely running away with this race so far. As Blitz and Supercar having a battle now, down in 9th and 10th for the last points playing position. Geordie, interestingly, after that first corner incident, up to 8th. So interesting to see how that gets resolved after the race. Will Supercar try and launch one down the inside? He's in the slipstream. Matley picks up a penalty. No, he keeps it nice and tidy behind Blitz as we cut back to the Timor and Schnozzer battle. Both on mediums. Obviously Schnozzer's medium's fresher than Timor's, and Schnozzer being a great driver in his own right, and Timor being an absolutely amazing driver. Both sort of have the same skill levels. So it'll be interesting to see how this battle turns out over the race. Obviously Schnozzer making a couple of mistakes on Sunday night, which costing him a good result as JB pits off from his soft tyres onto presumably a set of mediums maybe, as Matley also pulls into the pit lane. That releases Kart Racer and Tez sides and will give a free kick to everyone behind them. As Supercar and Blitz are just a couple tenths behind each other now. Supercar just dropping a bit further away down the straight. As Timor, interestingly, picks up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. So that could spell disaster for Timor Thunder at the end of this race. Obviously the championship leader now down in 3rd position, so you'd expect Zach to be starting to come in on those soft tyres soon, as Rayner sets the fastest lap of the race down in 12th position. So Rayner got a really big recovery job ahead of him tonight with everything, so it'll be interesting to see how he turns out towards the end of this race, whether he could be a factor towards lap 30-ish. As Timor brakes really late. It looks like he was about to run off the track there to me, but manages to stop it. So great car control there by Timor. Geordie Lundy just a couple tenths behind JB now. As Timor cut back to losing it on the exit of the corner. Great save there by Timor Thunder. In the Red Bull driver managing to keep his cool and save the car there, possibly saving him a retirement. Matley's Supercar, there's a 3-way battle down for the 10th. See there, as we cut to Rayner now in the slipstream of Gussie Boy. Will he be able to try and get past? Yes, he does. Lunges it down the inside into the I can't speak honestly, but Gussie comes back around the outside. Car number 9, car 80 having a battle with McLaren and the Racing Point. Will Rayner keep the position down the main straight with DRS? It looks like as well as Geordie's past Blitz as Gussie Boy runs wide on the exit, but Gussie Boy having the DRS is gaining on the McLaren. So will he be able to try and lunge run down the inside? No, he thinks better of it. He'll try and get a good exit. It says he's second to his yellow flags. I believe that's the Renault Locks just gone off. Again, so Locks are not having a great race tonight so far. As we watch this battle still carrying on, as Geordie Lundy making his way back up to the field. Next one is JB, as Supercar and Blitz still locked in heated combat. We'll watch their battle now. It's JB and Tez Science. JB just a second behind Tez Science. That could be an interesting battle come the next couple of laps. See there, Blitz just ahead of Supercar, so Supercar could be smart here and sit in the slipstream and the DRS of Blitz, but then also lose track, also lose dirt, downforce into dirty air factors. Zach and Tez Science both pull into the pit lane as Gussie Boys almost dropped outside of the DRS window of Rayner. So that puts an end to that kind of battle. As Timur and Schnozzer still fighting each other for this race lead. As Schnozzer runs wide there, makes a tiny little mistake, but Timur equally slides off the exit. So Schnozzer losing about 3/10 there as Car Racer picks up a penalty. Timur kind of cutting the chicane slightly there. But the Mercedes and the Red Bull, just like in real life, fighting hard for this Hungarian Grand Prix with just 10 laps in, already having a major battle at the front of this race. Schnozzer, yeah, they're confirming losing 5/10 with that mistake, losing all the margin they had over Timur, so this will give Timur a real incentive down this main straight to try and get past the Mercedes. Using a bit odd slipstream with DRS. Always a classic move on the F1 game. The ups his ERS mode, opens DRS. Doesn't look like he'll be able to get past. He's only gaining by a couple of thousandths. Gained by about a tenth down that straight. Not enough to try and lunge a move, Geordie Lungy style, into turn one. As Car Racer up to third now, so great result for the Renault driver so far. Obviously haven't stopped yet, but is currently looking good as Blitz beats Rayner's fastest lap of 120.132 in the Alfa Romeo on those fresher medium tyres. Obviously getting involved in a spin earlier in the race, being up in second place, as Zach is catching up to the back of Car Racer, so he's trying to get his way back to the front after making that early pit stop. As this battle is going to rage on, I reckon, for the entirety of this race, as Gussie and Rayner still locked in heated contact, so it looks like Gussie's just going to use Rayner to try and get through the field here, try and sit on his back with the DRS like Supercar was doing with Blitz, but soon dropped off. Sit on his back with the DRS and just go through everyone, as Rayner now picks up a 3-second penalty, so Schnozzer still hasn't got a penalty yet in this race, so Schnozzer looking good on the penalty front. And also the pace run at the moment, still gaining on Timur, as he somehow went 1.3 faster and then back to 7/10. Bit of a timing glitch there, as John Chan picks up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. Let's see what else is going on in this race. So everyone having made their first pit stop yet, but the top three, otherwise everyone else pitting either on the first lap or on previous laps after it. Everyone who hasn't pit is on the medium tyres. The yellow flag, so one of the Renaults is off. I believe that is Lockster. Lockster crashed into the wall, so not sure what's going on there. But don't think it was a deliberate attempt, because as you know, that is against the rules in race spec. But we'll have to see how that goes. He's lost his front wings, so he'll have to come back into the pit lane. So you watch Zach and Kart Race now. Is Zach going to try and get by the Renault of Kart Racer? He is down the inside. Kart Racer doesn't put up much of the fight. Zach's on fresher tyres. Kart Racer have been on those tyres since lap 1 and qualifying, so not putting up much of a fight. It's just another yellow flag. So Lockster runs a bit wide, as I think he's retired from the session. Not sure what's going on here with Lockster. I think he may have given up on this race so far. Obviously being lapped now. He's got slapped by Blitz, so it's a lap by half the field so far. See the Alpha coming through now. Not sure what's gone on there, as Geordie and JB pretty close together now. As you can see, the McLaren and the Racing Point close together on track. With Timor and Schnozzer still just sat up there in first position, trading tenths of a second. Timor actually closing back in on the Mercedes, but still not really passing them, as like it is with Hungary in real life, not much overtaking going on. These guys obviously trying to do the one-stop strategy, only stopping once, going from mediums to the hards, whereas you'd expect Zach to be doing the two-stop, going from the softs to the mediums again. So Zach being on the faster, fresher tyres towards the end of the race could cause havoc for these two on their older hards, as Loxter does pull into the pit lane now. Nearly 2 laps down. He is in fact now 2 laps down. So not a good race for Loxter. As Gussie Boy and Rain, so Gussie Boy still using Rayner. Geordie and JB still fighting each other down this pit straight. Let's see what goes on here. Will Geordie go for a Geordie lungy move down the inside? Yes, he does. The Racing Point doesn't put up much of a fight, but he'll try and get a switchback. Go down the main straight. He'll have the outside for the next corner. Geordie will have the inside and the DRS. So it looks like Geordie lungy may have got that move done. As one of the Mercedes has gone off. Was that the Mercedes of Schnoz? No, it wasn't. It was the Mercedes of John Champ. It was the Mercedes of Schnoz for a second there. But Geordie and JB still having a ding-dong battle, as I believe Schnozzer may have made a slight mistake there. He has lost about a tenth and a half there. I'll have to see how that affects him coming through this final sector. Will he soon pit? Because Schnozer's done about 12 laps on his, Timor's done about 14 laps on his tyres, obviously doing qualifying on them. Schnozzer's starting outside top 10, so able to get those fresher tyres for the start of this race. As we see Timor try to do a Geordie lungy move as John Chen gets a 5-second penalty speeding in the pit lane. Let's see if he'll try and lunge on down the inside. Timor no thinks better of it. Goes right up to the back of the Mercedes, harvesting ERS. Would be both of them at this point. As Timor's getting really close to an overtake now on Schnozzer. Timor using all the road, but Timor obviously having that 3-second penalty. Schnozzer doesn't. I know it's pretty early to talk about penalties in this race, but they always come into account they'll come into account the next 22 laps. So we are sort of approaching half race distance now as well. Around lap 17 will be half race distance, and that'll effectively be when Schnozzer and Timor will come in for their pit stops. But Zach is slowly gaining on these guys by about a couple tenths each lap, slowly chipping away at them. Because everyone needing to make another pit stop. Unless you test Signs or Dash, maybe trying to stretch those tyres to the end, but I believe Dash will have to make another pit stop. Test Signs maybe could get those hards to the end of the race, but it'll be a very long stint. Those tyres will be dead at the end of it, as Timor still in the slipstream of Schnozzer. Still just a couple tenths behind, so these two having a really sweaty battle at the front of the race now as Kart Racer pulls into the pit lane for his first and most likely only stop of the race. That'll give everyone below him a free kick in this Grand Prix. This battle's still raging on as JB's only a couple tenths behind us. There's a yellow flag somewhere. I believe that is the Renault of Loxter. Having another spin there. So very poor there from Loxter so far this race, as Timor and Schnozzer are still battling it out at the front of the race. I knew this battle was going to go for a while, but it's gone on for an extremely long time. As JB Fire picks up a 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. As both of them, as Timor slides there, those all mediums, still giving grip but not good enough grip. As Zach has now gained on them by 2 seconds over that last lap, so still losing a lot of time to the Ferrari of Zach as both their tyres start to die, as Timor now does pull into the pit lane. So Timor getting the undercut on Schnozzer. Will that work out for him in the end? Schnozzer continues on for another lap, so this has to be a really fast lap from Schnozzer. As JB and Geordie are now the closest cars on the track, being only a second apart. JB's still with the DRS, so JB must be running really lower downforce than Geordie. He's gaining by like 3/10 on the straights. So JB looking like setting his car up more for the straights than the corners, whereas Geordie's gone probably for all-out cornering. As Bliss come out right behind Timor. Timor's coming out right in front of Blitz. I don't think Blitz will be able to challenge Timor. Interesting to see where Schnozzer comes out. Schnozzer will probably be in this lap if you'd think to cover off Timor, which you would because Timor's your main competitor at the moment. So you'd think he'd be in this lap, so you can see the Red Bull and the Alpha in the background. As Matley picks up the 3-second penalty, so Rayner now probably got the incentive to try and catch down the Toro Rosso of Matley. Rayner having to pit again in this race as, yes, Schnozzer pulls into the pit lane. So that will release Zach JW22 into the lead as there's another yellow flag as that's Lockster off again. I'm not sure what's going on there with Lockster, but so you can see what happens there. Schnozzer onto the hard tyre. So where is Timor? Timor's coming down this straight. As you see Schnozzer there just exiting the pit lane. And it looks like Schnozzer will stay ahead of Timor Thunder. So, but Timor will go right around the outside. No, he won't. Schnozzer covers that off. Excellent defending there from Schnozzer. As these two resume their battle on the harder of the three compounds now, not the two compounds. As Rayner gets past Matley and the ghost car of John Champ in the process, so Rayner up to 8th place after that incident first lap, but Matley will fight back down the inside. Carlos sets the fastest lap of this race with a 1:20.1. Rayner gets back down the inside. Will Matley have a challenge to that? No, he's backed off of it. So Rayner now with a 15-second gap to Supercar ahead, so very big deficit. Oh my god, deficit for Rayner to catch up to Supercar. Let's come back to Timor and Schnozzer's battle. Still going on now, down in 4th and 5th. So as I predicted, this battle will last very long into this race. As John Champ, I believe, has said a safety car would be very nice now, right about now. Just saying in the Discord, it's a bit of a cheeky banter by John Champ there. Down in 14th. Schnozzer tries going, no, not Schnozzer. Timor tries going around the outside Schnozzer, so Timor using all his ERS now. Only got 10% remaining. As don't discount Blitz just yet, he's just behind this battle as well, so I'm interested to see how that goes. Turns out through the rest of this race, as you can see 2nd and 3rd go through there, followed by 4th and 5th, and 5th just coming through there now. So great shot, that camera shot there, of the whole spectacle of that turn 5 left-hander. It's a great corner that when you get it right. As Schnozzer is in good contention here to possibly get a podium or win this race. Obviously, Kazadem had to pit again, he doesn't. They'll be on faster tyres towards the end of this race, which means they'll be able to catch him towards the end, which would put a damper on the one-stop's effectiveness because they'll be on faster tyres, but we'll have to see how it goes. JB and Geordie still going at it, heel and toe at the moment. Gaps staying around the same as well as this battle between Schnozzer and Timor. All the gaps between like a second and a 2.5 seconds throughout the top 7, with the exception of Supercar. And then Rayner's brought that gap down by 3 seconds to Supercar. So Supercar doing 14 laps for his Blitz. And then Rayner's done 16 laps. So Rayner's done the same amount of laps on mediums as as Timor did on his hard. Sorry, I was busy messaging. As someone picked up a penalty, I believe that was Blitz. As Schnozzer and Timor still doing an amazing battle here. Hello, Mike. I know you're watching it. Just want to say hello to you. As this battle still rages on, so Schnozzer's starting to close the gap to JB. As Lockster sets a fast lap of 19.58, so Lockster going pretty fast at the moment, but is unfortunately a lap down. Okay. So JB still going at Geordie Lundy, so JB trying to do a Geordie Lundy move. We'll have to see what goes on here. He's just closing up to about 3/10. There's a yellow flag somewhere. I believe Lockster may have had a spin somewhere. After setting that quick lap. Geordie and JB still battling, so Geordie doing 17 laps. Timor picks up another penalty, so Timor having 6 seconds of penalty, Schnozzer having none at the moment. This is going to be a great race for Schnozzer if it turns out the way it does at the moment. He could be up in 3rd, 2nd, possibly even 1st if all this goes to plan. As you can see here, at that 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th, all within about a second of each other. So they'll all get DRS now. They'll all have slipstream and all have ERS modes to play with. So this will be interesting to see how this goes in the final part of this race. As long as you can see Lockster off on the grass there. So, come around the final corner does Geordie Lundy. JB's into the pit lane, so JB in early. Looking like going to another set of mediums. That releases Schnozzer and Timor up to 3rd and 4th respectively. Will Geordie come in next lap? Geordie been on those mediums for 18 laps nearly. He's done pretty much the whole race on that set of tyres. As Supercar picks up penalties for speeding in the pit lane. That'll release, so Blitz, JB, Supercar and Rain are all in the pits. Yes, pits. Yes. As Geordie, Timor, and Schnozzer still carry on this battle. Matley picks up a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So a lot of people speeding tonight. Interesting to see how that goes after this race with those penalties being awarded. You'd think Geordie'd be in this lap to get off those medium tyres onto a set of another set of medium tyres, and he thinks Zach could be in soon as well to change onto another set of mediums as well as Geordie and everyone else. As John Chan picks up a penalty for exceeding the track limits. I'll have to see what Schnozzer can do, whether he'll let Geordie pit or whether he'll try and go for an audacious move into the final corner. It looks like Geordie is pitting, yes, so Geordie comes into the pit lane, which releases Schnozzer and Timor to try and catch Zach. But I believe they'll also just wait for Zach to pit again because there's no way Zach can be able to make it to the end on that set of medium tyres. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I believe the tyres on Zach's car will be coming off soon as Zach picks up a 3-second penalty. So out of the top 3, Schnozzer's the only one without a penalty. As JB's actually jumped Geordie in the pit stops, there's a yellow flag. That's Lockster out of the race. So Lockster's out. Will that cause a safety car? If it does cause a safety car, it'll cause disaster for Schnozzer and Timor, and it'll save Zach, but it doesn't look like there is. It looks like there's still going to stay as only a waved yellow, as yes, the car has now been cleared. So if that was an attempted safety car, I'm not sure if it was. I believe it might have just been a mistake. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, as I believe that's John Champ who's gone off and lost his front wing there, as you can see in the Mercedes. So not a good race for him or Lockster tonight. So Schnozzer and Timor still battling hard. A safety car would kind of ruin their battle, to be honest, because they've had this battle going for about 20 laps now. So be amazing to see how this battle turns out, as well as the JB and Geordie battle. So I know Geordie will be definitely trying his best to chase down that that racing point. This is another yellow flag, because that's John Champ off again. So tyres just being a little too hot for him to manage through this S section. There's Gussie Boy and Matley pretty close together. Watch them for a little bit. Dash for the 12 seconds back on those 18 lap old hards. So Gussie Boy and Matley both on fresh tyres. We'll see if Gussie Boy can try and slip down the inside through turn 1. He has to sort of correct it through mid-corner. As he goes to the outside, Matley will hold the inside. Runs deep though, Matley. That'll give Gussie the incentive to get down the inside through the corner, but Matley will have the inside next one if he can hold it, but the DRS just proves too powerful for Matley to handle, and Gussie Boy gets up to 11th position. As John Champ picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I believe that's his second time speeding tonight, as Rayner and Car Racer swapping positions. I believe that might just be Car Racer lagging. The gap is still about a second, 1.1 seconds between the two of them. We watch Timor still, as Geordie actually sits fast up 19.23 on those fresher medium tyres. So Geordie having a great race so far after that turn 1 incident, as the gap gets the closest it's ever been between Schnozzer and Timor, about 1.5 tenths now. Almost touching, as JB and Geordie gets past JB there. We run on board with Timor Thunder, trying to catch the Mercedes. Geordie Lundy gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limit, so that'll probably hinder him towards the later stages of this race. We'll see if Rayner can try and get past Car Racer's laggy car. Very difficult to get past the laggy car, as Rayner's actually down on fuel at the moment, so that could be interesting. Might have to save later in this race. As there's 3 separate battles going on, there's Schnozzer and Timor's, Geordie's and JB's, and there's Rayner's and Car Racer's, and Gussie and Matley still going at it hard, so fighting over P11 there. As you can see, Rayner still trying to get past the laggy car of Car Racer. He tries someone down the inside, there's nearly contact, but thankfully they avoided. That would end both of their races right then and there. Rayner weaving, trying to vent his frustration towards the Renault driver as he's trying to go down the inside here. As there's more lag, and Car Racer's laggy car is proving a very difficult one to pass here tonight. Car Racer having internet connectivity issues, as Rayner, there you go, does get past, but then Car Racer immediately lags in front. As there's more battles with JB and Geordie going on. As Geordie's lagging all over the place, rat-a-tat-tatting on the rear bumper of JB. Will he try and send one down the inside? Thinks better of it. 10 laps left. Is Zach trying to go to the end of this race on that set of medium tyres? We'll have to wait and see. If he does, it'll be a very long stint. A supercar picks up a penalty, as Rayner eventually did get past Car's laggy car. So interesting to see how this pans out with this battle here now, as the battle with Schnozzer and Timor still staying around that half a second, but which will probably stay like that throughout the entirety of this race with the 10 laps left. So you'd think Zach would be coming in pretty soon to get off those medium tyres. Been on them since lap 8, so very long stint so far on those. As we see Geordie with the DRS now on the racing point. Will he try and go down the inside, do a Geordie lungy move? He does send one to the inside. Does Geordie, can he pull the car up? You can see JB there get the run on him, but Geordie with the DRS can hold off the racing point there. Almost like deja vu, because Geordie pulled that move a couple laps earlier, I should say, on JB fire high. So, but will JB try and challenge down this corner? No, he won't. As there's another yellow flag, as John Champs unfortunately run off again, as Blitz picks up a penalty there for exceeding the track limits. come back to the battle with Timor and Schnozer. The same old thing as it's been for the past 20 laps of this race, pretty much. Just Timor sat in behind Schnozer. See, this is the problem with Formula 1 and Hungary in general, and like places like Monaco. As Matley picks up another penalty for speeding, is the fact that you can't really overtake here. Although there's been a lot of incidents, you can see that the battle with Schnozer and Timor, for example, there's been opportunities, but Timor hasn't been able to take them because there's just no room to like overtake here. So Formula 1 will have to think about that, but the action has been great so far this race, especially that first corner incident. Be interesting to see who comes out at fault of that after the race, with the amazing stewards looking into it for sure, I'd say. As we have 9 laps left now, as Geordie and JB's battle has sort of died down now as the gap's over a second, as Gussie Boy and Tez Science getting pretty close together. We'll go watch that. Gussie Boy with the slipstream and the DRS down the main straight, really trying to launch one down the inside. A bit too far back, he'll brake really late though, getting a lot of time with Tez Science. Really get the good traction out the exit, try and send one to the inside here. He does, so we cut back on board with the racing point. The pink Mercedes, some have dubbed it this year. As he tries to go down the inside, maybe no, he doesn't. We'll hold position for now. Try and get that point, the last point paying position, as Schnozer has started to close down Zach now on 8 lap fresher tyres. So Dash being, I said Dash might try and go to the end, he is, he's been on those hards for 23 laps, so longest someone's ever been on a set of tyres. John Champ retires from the session, you can see his car there. Will that cause a safety car? Will there be a safety car because of that? It does not look like it. Sector 2, Sector 3, yellow flags. Doesn't look like a safety car at the moment. As Zach stays out for another lap. So interesting to see the strategy from Zach playing, unfolding there. There's contact, I just caught that. Gussie will try to go around the outside. John Champ's lagged out of the session, I presume. Or just left in frustration. Gussie and Tez Science, and Gussie trying to send one down the inside. There's almost contact with the Red Bull there. There is definite contact there on the exit. Tez Science trying to send one back down there. Gussie has to run off the track. Will that be an illegal overtake? There does not look like it. There's no threat of a safety car anymore as there's contact there with Tez Science. Doesn't look like... no, Dash is going in now. As there is contact, definite contact there. Tez Science spins in the Red Bull. Gussie's managed to get away with it. So, interesting to see what happens there with the stewards. Whether there'll be a penalty pointed out for that. So, we'll have to see how that goes after the race. But Timor and Schnozer are still keeping the gap. Consistent 4/10 like it's been for this past couple laps. As read out the current order. So current order with 7 laps to go is Zach, Schnozer, Timor, Geordie, JB, Blitz, Supercar, Rayner, Kart Racer, Gussie Boy, Tez Science, Dash, and Matley. So starting with 15 runners, now down to 13 as John Champ and Longster have both retired. As Rayner picks up a penalty now, so further adding to the frustration of this race so far for him. As there's a lot of mini battles going on at the moment, such as like Blitz and JB, but they're just too far away to be like overtaking, if that makes any sense. So we'll have to see. Yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens in this race. So we'll go to the leader now. As you can see, everyone a lap, not everyone a lap down, everyone's on the lead lap but Dash and Matley, who've both sort of fallen a lap behind. So we can cut back to Geordie. You can see that JB there. See, there's the McLaren of Geordie, racing point of JB. There's Blitz and Supercars just back here with Rayner down here. Gussie come around the final corner now. So car racers down in 10th position trying to get the fastest lap back. As there's a crash, I just heard it. One of the Red Bulls, I believe Tess Science, has spun, lost his front wing. Will he try and drive into the pits? No, he'll carry on for another lap. So interesting to see there the Red Bull of Tess Science carrying on as Timor's dropped back a little bit. So you'd start to think that Schnozzer and Timor start to close in on Zach now, as Zach's been on those tyres for 22 laps, as there is now a virtual safety car actually. So not a full course safety car, but this virtual safety car, if it came out maybe a bit later, you may have seen Zach pit onto a set of soft tyres under the virtual safety car. You wouldn't lose as much time as pitting under full green flag running, as everyone's going at a slower speed, but not as effective as a full course safety car, which is interesting to see that we haven't got one so far this race. So very interesting to see there that no actual safety cars. So we go green now. Schnozzer's gained about a second, 2 seconds on Zach, and gained about half a second on Timor. So Schnozzer's absolutely timed that virtual safety car restart to perfection. Comes up to lap Tez Science. We watch JB just coming up to Blitz now. There's a yellow flag through sector 2. That might just be a glitch. Oh, one of the Matley retires from this session. So, will that cause an actual safety car now? Does not look like it. Looks like it's just going to be waved yellow flags. As Schnozzer's finally broken free of that 1 second window to Timor, as Tess Signs retires. So, cars are dropping like flies towards the end of this race. Still no safety car though, as we start the 31st of 35 laps. So, if Schnozzer wants to try and get past Zach, he's got to do it quickly. Not sure how many penalties Zach actually has. I know Schnozzer has 0, but I believe Zach may have about 6 seconds. So Schnozzer currently in a prime position now to try and take the win here at this Hungarian Grand Prix on penalties, as Blitz and JB having an absolute ding-dong battle now. So team will sort of dropping away from Schnozzer on those 1 lap older tyres. But JB and Blitz pitting on the same lap, having a battle for 5th position now. So they are the closest cars on the track, and Blitz will most likely try and get past JB here. Timor now picks up another penalty as Schnozzer starts to close the gap below the 5 second window. Blitz getting a little bit of oversteer on the exit of the curb there. Obviously the car being a little bit unsettled over the bumps of the curbs. So you can see these two locked in a heated battle now. They'll probably be like that for the last 4 laps of this race, as we watch Rayner and Supercar battle now. So they've been sort of down towards the bottom half of this field for most of the race. As you can see there, Blitz actually with the fastest lap point at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out towards the end of this race. You see the gaps to the leaders there. So, Car Racer and Gussie Boy are the only ones down by a minute. Gussie Boy, speaking of Gussie Boy, looks like a 3 second penalty. So you watch Rayner now. Will he try and go down the inside of Supercar? Yes, he does. Supercar pushes him to the wall, almost like Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello style, but Rayner sends it down the inside. Supercar will get the traction off the exit. Try and get past the McLaren, but Rayner has the DRS. A little bit of bumping going on there. Rayner locks up. As will Supercar try and get back down the inside? No, he doesn't. He'll settle in behind the McLaren. Try and tuck into the slipstream of Rayner. Try and go down the inside. Very audacious move. Rayner will have to hang it around the outside. Manages to do so, as Timor's now closed the gap under a second between Schnozzer, so that'll be interesting to look at soon, as I believe Rayner may have secured the position on Supercar, with the gap now just 5 tenths, and Blitz and JB's battle not really going anywhere at the moment, but Blitz closing right up through this final corner, so Blitz looking to be very strong towards this final corner and the final parts of this track. So Blitz having a clear pace advantage on that lap over JB through the final sector. JB's car is set up for the straights, it looks like at the moment, as they're both weaving, trying to get the slipstream, almost negating the effect that it has by weaving. JB does run wide though, so Blitz gets the position easily off JB. Will JB try and launch up down the inside? No, he'll stay in 6th position at the moment. But will he try and slipstream past Blitz? No. Stick in behind. As Zach picks up a 3-second penalty, so Zach, therefore, I know he already had a penalty, but they're confirming it that Schnozzer is in the effective lead of this race with only 2 laps left to go, so Schnozzer could keep it clean and tidy, possibly let Timor pass if he tries to go down the inside and still probably win this race. As you can see, JB there picking up a 3-second time penalty for corner crossing. As Rayner's still 13 seconds back, so Rayner having an amazing recovery drive there. Smooth and precision driving of Rayner has brought him from 2nd where he qualified due to incidents through turn 1, from last up to 7th position. So driver of the day for me has to go to Rayner. Well, it's probably got to be shared between Rayner, Geordie, Schnozzer and Timor for me. So it'll be a 4-way driver of the day. We'll check the position change actually. It's a position change, so you can see Schnozzer up 9 positions, Rayner down 5, but obviously having had to come back from the back of the field. Timor up 3, Geordie's was last, back up to his starting position as we start the penultimate lap now. Timor, that was interesting there, Timor nearly getting past Schnozzer as they can now see the Ferrari in the distance. As I believe Schnozzer run a little bit wide there. Yes, he has. Lost a little bit of time to the Red Bull of Timor Thunder as Zach comes around now to start the final lap of this race. Zach being on those tyres for 27 laps. Will Timor try and send one down the inside of Schnozzer? It's a last lap, probably one of the last opportunities that Timor has. Try and get past the Mercedes. Doesn't use it at the moment, using DRS. So Zach, driven a brilliant race, has Zach staying on those tyres for 27 laps. He's been on those tyres since lap 8, and they're not even the most durable, so amazing race by Zach there. As we watch Timor still keeping the gap under a second, applying constant blowtorch pressure to the Mercedes driver of V. Schnozzer. Both have nothing left in the tanks or the tyres. The top 4 probably have nothing left in their tyres and fuel tanks. As we watch Zach now come through this final complex of corners, he's driven an absolutely brilliant race so far today, and it looks like he will take the win on track, but may not take the win with penalties, as Timor tries the last ditch attempt to overtake Schnozzer, but doesn't work, as Zach comes around the final corner to win the Hungarian Grand Prix here in Pacific Series. Schnozzer holds off Timor. Schnozzer wins the race on penalties, so brilliant race by Schnozzer there. And Zach 2nd, as Timor comes home 3rd. Geordie Lundy coming home 4th, with Blitz coming home in 5th position in the Alfa Romeo. So good race there by Blitz. JB coming actually in 5th because Blitz had penalties, so good job there, JB. Rayner will come home in 7th position. Amazing recovery drive by Rayner there. Smooth, calm and collected recovery drive. There'll be a lot to say after this race. Supercar finishes 8th and gets a 5-second time penalty for an unserved penalty. Gusty Boy comes home in 9th. Was coming around the final corner now, with Kart Racer right on his tail on those soft tyres. Rounding out the final 2 points paying positions tonight. So, amazing drive by everyone tonight. So, as we finish the race, congratulations V Schnozzer on a race win. His second race win in Pacific Series. His other one coming at Britain. So, where will that put him in the championship, considering Timor currently third? So he will jump Supercar in the championship. So to put him in third, ahead of Supercar. Rayner will also jump Supercar in the championship. Supercar will be dropping down to about 4th or 5th in the championship. JB and Blitz will stay in the same positions, as well as Kart Racer and Gussie Boy. Actually, Gussie Boy may jump Kart Racer, but I'm not too sure on that one. And everyone else will stay in the same positions. So, well done to everyone tonight. Again, as you can see, final results here. V Schnozzer on top today. Qualified 11th position, the only driver not to get a penalty this race, with the exception of Dash. Otherwise, I believe everyone else was given a penalty this race. Oh no, Dash getting a 5-second penalty. So Schnozzer going 11th to 1st, so driver of the day for me has to go to Schnozzer. Amazing race today from him, as well as Rayner. Just great drive by both of them. So, yeah, so both of them having an amazing race today, as well as Geordie and both McLaren drivers having an epic race to get back through the field after that first lap incident. So yeah, that will be it for the Hungarian Grand Prix in Pacific Series. Join us on Sunday night for the Global Series race, round, I can't remember which one it is. Global Series round 7 for the Spanish Grand Prix. Until then, we'll see you next time.